Well, once again, good evening and welcome to the Holland Civic Center and Holland Christian for tonight's OK Blue Conference matchup with our friends and visitors, the Lakers of Spring Lake High School, and your homestanding Varsity Maroons of Holland Christian. Our schools serve to promote character development through educational athletics and empower athletes, coaches, and fans to be role models for sportsmanship and fair play on the court and in our communities. We're excited to have our student athletes learning life lessons through Christ-centered educational athletics. Please use your role tonight to promote a positive environment here this evening. The WMOA is one of our partners in educational athletics through officiating basketball games for the OK Conference. Over the last 15 years, the number of officials in Michigan has decreased by 1/3. This game doesn't happen without our dedicated officials. Please join me in thanking our officials for their contribution to this game this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this game is a privilege and was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Our veterans are pillar members in our community, and we are proud of all veterans in attendance with us tonight. Please rise and honor America as the Holland Christian Pep Band, under the direction of Mr. Scott Vandenberg, leads us in the playing of our national anthem. And now, before this evening's action, it's time to meet the starting lineups for tonight's game between the Lakers of Spring Lake High School and your home team, the Varsity Maroons of Holland Christian. First, for our friends and visitors on the scoreboard this evening, the Lakers of Spring Lake. Starting at one guard, a senior out of Spring Lake, wearing number 10, Carter Ball. Starting at the second guard position, a junior out of Spring Lake, wearing number 30, Warren Dephouse. Starting at one forward, a junior out of Spring Lake, wearing number 12, Eli Morrison. Starting at the second forward position, a junior out of Spring Lake, wearing number 24, Zach Schellep. And the man in the middle for the Lakers, a sophomore, number 34, Zane Stahl. The head coach of the Lakers is Mr. Bill Core. He's assisted by Mr. Randy White. And now, for the homestanding Maroons of Holland Christian High School. Starting at one guard, a 5'10" junior wearing number 4, Michael Haig. Starting at the second guard position, a 6'3" senior wearing number 24, Kyle Cannon. one forward, a 6'4" senior wearing number 11, Shane Vanderzee. Starting at the second forward position, a 6'6" junior wearing number 33, Luke Mishmerheisen. And the man in the middle for the Maroons, a 6'6" senior wearing number 20, Harry Halbert. The Maroons of Holland Christian are coached in his third year by Mr. Brad Jansen. He's assisted by Mr. Ty Van Weeren and Mr. Kevin Kuhlman. Good luck to both teams. Let's play OK Blue Maroons Varsity Basketball.
Beautiful downtown Holland, Michigan, and the Civic Center. HCLive presents an OK Blue conference matchup between the Spring Lake Lakers and the Holland Christian Maroons. Mark Vandenbosch alongside Logan Adamski tonight here for HCLive. A special shout out to the crew, to the camera folks, to the engineers for HCLive who bring tonight's conference to you. And we've got tip-off. And we're underway with the Lakers controlling the tip. Lakers come into tonight's game at 4-2, while Holland Christian is at 3-5. Now, Logan, great to have you with us tonight.
Yep, it is.
You're a student at Holland Christian.
Yeah.
What year are you at Holland Christian?
I'm a freshman this year.
Well, it's awesome to have you on the call tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks to all of our listeners for tuning in. You know, we called the first game, the girls Holland Christian Spring Lake game. Holland Christian came out victorious 44-37. And the Maroons look to sweep the Lakers tonight as Halbert misses a early shot underneath. Mitchmerheisen with a rebound and put back. You know, Logan, we were talking before the game about a couple keys. You know, Holland Christian beat Hamilton on Tuesday in a big rivalry game, and tonight it's all about belief. You know, it's building upon that game. Let's be real, Holland Christian wasn't necessarily expected to win that game, but Holland Christian came in, got it done, and now they're going to build upon that.
Yeah, they hope to just build upon that and just, you know, keep on winning games. They didn't have a great start to the season, but they're hoping to get it back on track.
Absolutely, as Cannon hits a triple, which is our second key to the game. We call it let it fly. You know, Holland Christian needs to knock shots down, and early they're doing that. And then a final key to the game is this whole idea of, I call it turnovers to touchdowns, meaning do turnovers lead directly to points? And that's something they want to guard against tonight. Now, Logan, Holland Christian Spring Lake met twice last year. What were the results in those games?
So last year, it looks like Spring Lake won. Holland Christian beat Spring Lake 56-54, and then they beat them again 59-48. So we'll see if they have the same result this time.
We got a full crowd here at the Civic Center, remodeled back in 2019, and some high energy to start the game. You saw Cannon with a deep triple. He's started 2023 with a couple hot games. He's had over 30 points in 2 of the 3 games so far.
And a crazy half quarter, as I saw on all social medias.
Unbelievable. And he certainly was on the scouting report of Coach Bill Core and the entire Spring Lake team.
That is his first team's first half.
As Eli Morrison passes it in. Eli started last year for Spring Lake, one of their top players, and certainly one of the players the Maroons have to keep an eye on. Maroons up 3 early at the Civic Center as Zach Schlepp is called for a travel. Zach's a junior. Spring Lake starts a wide variety of players in different levels of high school.
Yeah, they really do. We have a senior, and then we have 3 juniors, and then we have a sophomore. So they bring up sophomores. They really like to have all levels participating in varsity basketball.
Yeah, and a young team overall. Starting 5 will return 4 players next year. Yeah, it's good to see an energetic Civic Center tonight. And the official got that right as Carter Ball extends his arm and is called for an offensive foul. So Holland Christian decked out in brand new jerseys this year. The home whites look pretty sweet, don't they?
They really do. I mean, they've been remodeling their jerseys. They redid their football jerseys, and now we're on to basketball jerseys. And I think they look really nice.
Holland Christian starts Michael Hagg as a junior, Shane Vanderzee and Harry Halbert, both seniors. Kyle Canyon, a senior as well, and Luke Mitchemeisen, a junior. Luke also plays football for the Maroons.
He does.
So Logan, you mentioned Holland Christian started off the season a little bit slow, but they seem like they're building some momentum here for what could be a nice finish to the year. Speaking of finish, great finish by Vanderzee.
Yeah, that was a great finish.
And the Maroons up 5, just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter. You see the crowd, the students, the peers cheering these boys on.
I mean, this might be the most students I've seen this season.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there. It feels electric in here. And what's got to be one of the greatest places to play high school basketball in the state of Michigan, some uniqueness to the Civic Center.
And it's not usual that high schools will play out of their high school. They'll usually play like in their high school gym, but we get this beautiful venue of the Civic Center, and we are honestly very grateful to have it here.
Yeah, now Logan, it'll date me a little bit, but I remember playing here back in the early 1990s. I was not a Holland Christian grad. We'll save the school I graduated for in the second half. We'll talk about that, but only briefly, I promise.
Yeah.
As Cannon looks to knock down his second triple of the night, no good off the front of the glass. But when you talk about green light shooters, Cannon certainly is one of those kids that he's got the green light from anywhere on the court.
Yeah, for sure. He's just a very confident shooter. They're really going to miss him when he has to go next year. He's been a really confident shooter. He's made some really key plays in clutch moments.
He had a nice shot by Schlepp there. Cuts into the Maroons lead. Senior Spencer comes in and quickly drives the lane, gets to the free throw line, and an opportunity to extend the Maroons lead here with 2:23 left in the first.
Yeah. Carter Spencer's a really good athlete. He was a running back in football and doing really good things in basketball here.
Yeah, multi-sport athlete, right? Now, Logan, you participate a lot in HCLive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not only have you done some broadcasting, but you get behind the camera as well a little bit?
Yeah, I do.
What other sports have you participated with HCLive in?
I've done some football games. I actually played JV football this year. So it was kind of fun to also get to do some varsity games. So.
Right on. And great transition work by Hag to Cannon and the bucket. And the Maroons go up 11-4. Schlepp is short, and Carter with a rebound. Unfortunately knocked off his leg.
Yeah.
And the Lakers will inbounds right in front of the Maroon bench. Triple try by Morrison, good. And you know, we talked about him earlier in the game. Certainly a player to watch if you're if you're the Maroons. You got to keep an eye on him. Smooth left-handed player.
Yes, it looks like he is going to knock it down from everywhere on here because like that was a really smooth three. Looks really on target. We really got to watch him.
And Spencer offers one up, no good. Great steal. Unfortunately, Hag wasn't able to convert. Just under a minute left with the Maroons up 4. Hag slows it down a little bit between the circles. And a nice crowd at the Civic Center tonight.
Really is. It's really full. It's really electric. It's really nice.
And it's fun to see both student sections kind of banter back and forth.
You always see that, especially in the football season. They're yelling at each other, and especially in basketball season, you also see that. So it's really fun.
And a triple at the buzzer by Luke Mitchmerheisen ends the first with the Holland Christian doubling up Spring Lake 14-7 after one with what's been a fast-paced first quarter of action.
I mean, getting out to a fast start is really essential in every sport, but it is really important in basketball to get out there, get really hot going on right at the start, and then you can, if you can sustain that lead, you got a pretty much guaranteed win.
Yeah, it's all about sustaining that lead. Basketball is a game of runs, right? And so that's something that we're going to have to watch for in the second quarter and really throughout the rest of the game. But what you have to like if you're a Maroon faithful is coming off a big rivalry win, they build upon that momentum. They showed that they believed. They knocked down shots and they didn't turn the ball over. The three keys to the game.
Yeah.
So we're just under halfway through the season, Logan, and one of the things I know you and I talked about before was the extension of the season number of games in the seasons by the MHSAA.
Yeah, so they have an extra game. We brought back Zeeland East and Zeeland West to our games, and those are really good to have back because now we got rivalry games back, more competition, really spices it up.
Yeah, so good stuff going from 20 regular seasons to games to 22. And what you got to love about the MHSAA is they're always looking to improve upon all sports and make for great experience for these student athletes. One thing that they talked about last year was going to a shot clock. And so the two things that were up were the shot clock and the 22-game season. the 22-game season passed. The shot clock did not. There's a lot going on with the shot clock. We can talk about that in the second half a little bit. I'm an advocate about it, but there are so many layers to instituting a shot clock. We'll go over some of those in the second half. That cool? So 14-7, about a minute into the second quarter. And if you're just tuning in, first quarter was fast-paced. Holland Christian knocked down some shots, got out to a nice lead, and are looking to build upon that. Nice take by Jaden Core. He's a sophomore. And you mentioned that, Logan, earlier about Spring Lake brought out some sophomores, and they're getting some early action tonight.
It's always good to bring in the youngsters, getting them to learn how to perform when they're older. It's really important to develop your players.
Yeah, if you missed the girls' game, the girls won tonight 44-37. Interestingly enough, that team has 5 seniors, the Holland Christian girls team, 5 seniors. They've got 2 juniors. They've got 5 sophomores on that team. And so the future really is bright for the Holland Christian girls program. As to your point, they're developing some young talent. And we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Spring Lake. So Holland Christian 3-5 overall, 1-1 in the OK Blue, while Spring Lake is 4-2, 2-0 in the OK Blue. You know, Spring Lake had a couple good wins. They beat Coopersville and West Catholic, while Holland Christian lost to Fruitport and beat Hamilton, as we said earlier. Yeah, that previous possession was interesting. Holland Christian moves to a bit of a zone defense. Earlier in the game tonight, they've been playing man, and they've been pretty successful, but Coach Jansen wanted to just kind of switch it up a little bit. Wasn't successful, but we'll see what they do on the next defensive situation.
Yeah, it's interesting when coaches try switching it up when something has been working for them. They obviously know stuff that we don't.
Correct, absolutely.
But it doesn't always make sense to us. It probably will later.
Yeah, and you know, you got to believe that, hey, you know, the idea is let's make it a little bit difficult for the offense by maybe giving them a few different looks. And, you know, you go into it saying, you know, sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's not. And a nice drive there to the lane by Halbert. Halbert also plays golf for the Holland Christian Maroons. I don't know if you knew that, Logan.
I didn't know that.
His favorite golf course, I believe, is Clearbrook, or at least I could say that's kind of his home course. That's where he plays a lot of golf. Now, Clearbrook was just bought by an NFL quarterback. That's my trivia question for you.
I'm guessing Kirk Cousins.
You nailed it. Well done. Halbert makes both, extends Holland Christian's lead to 7. And in control early tonight. Good dime by Cannon. And Halbert cleans up the miss. Coach Bill Core has seen enough and calls timeouts to stop that momentum. Again, basketball is a game of runs.
Yeah. If you get another team tired enough and then you can just hammer them down and down and down and down until they call timeout, and then they can get a breather.
Got to stop that momentum. As we look on, between games tonight, Holland Christian celebrated that historic soccer team that won the state championship. Were you able to see some of the games this year?
Yeah, I saw one right after a football game. We saw them win. I don't remember who it was, but I saw the start of a game.
Yeah.
And I don't really follow soccer.
Okay.
But it's cool to see that our soccer team has done a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun to go to school when your team won a state championship in any sport, right?
Yeah. Instead of chapel, we had a pep rally, and we were all so excited that we won.
Okay.
It was really fun.
Oh, that's fun. Again, that team was celebrated tonight, Coach DeBoer, and they look to extend upon their solid program next year. All right, let's get back into it, Logan. We got just over 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Holland Christian up by 9 against an undefeated Spring Lake, undefeated in-conference Spring Lake team.
Yeah. It's looking that HC, if they keep on with this pace and keep on doing what they're doing, they have a possibility to win this game if they keep Spring Lake out of a rhythm and keep them from getting into a rhythm.
Yeah. Interestingly, a triple by Grimmer, another sophomore for Spring Lake. Coach Core has got to be excited about the future of his team. We're going to get an offensive foul on Halbert. And that's Harry's first foul of the night. So he is not in foul trouble at this point with just over 3 left in the second. Jansen goes back to that man-to-man, right?
Yeah. So the zone wasn't working, so you switched to what you knew was working before.
Morrison with a great take baseline. And here's where you're talking about a game of runs. Spring Lake on a little bit of a run themselves.
Yeah.
And Jansen's like, hey, it's okay. It's all right. Just stay under control. Let's lock down defensively. Hey, you saw that ball bounce and then it hit kind of the stanchion above the backboard. A rule that our listeners may not know, it's changed in the past few years, but if the ball hits the face of the backboard or the top or sides and doesn't hit any of the poles or the connections, then it's not out of bounds. In that case, it hit the pole that extends to the ceiling, and that's why the officials called it. Mitch Merheisen's second, and he will probably go to the bench to rest for the rest of the half.
Never want to get your starters in foul trouble. You never want to have any potential that they could get disqualified from the game.
And Bushhouse goes into the game for the Maroons. He's a junior. Well, Stahl cuts the Maroon lead to 2. It was interesting, just a couple minutes ago it was 20-11. We felt like Maroons are in control, and just like that there's a run.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast basketball can change.
And Spring Lake ties it up at 20. And they've been heavily guarded Cannon tonight. Cannon hasn't been able to get a ton of good looks until right then, and unfortunately doesn't convert. But what you gotta like is that he's getting the shots off.
you see it in every sport that they always are looking at the film, and then they're like, that guy's the guy we're going to guard the heaviest. And it always comes down to if that guy can break away. And it looks like Kane is having a bit of trouble getting away from the tough defense.
Well, Dephouse is all over him. And a reach-in foul by Spring Lake. That'll put the Maroons to the line as they go to the bonus.
A little early to go into the bonus here.
Yeah, we got a minute and a half left in the second. And you get 7 team fouls to get to the bonus. Once you're in 7, you're in a 1-on-1 situation. 10 team fouls in a half, and it's a 2-shot, automatic 2-shot.
Oh.
So Halbert will look to, he misses the front end, but a great rebound by Vanderzee. It could be a travel there. And Maroons will have an opportunity to tie or take the lead with a 3 as Jansen barks out some orders. Gotta love Spencer's athleticism.
Yeah.
Let's see his quickness on display there. Oh. And he gets fouled and is going to go to the line for 2. Spencer, a senior.
Carter Spencer at the line, shooting 2.
We got the pep band here tonight.
Yeah, it's all just a lot of energy in this building, and I love it. It's really just energizing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm sure you've got some peers that are in pep band.
Yeah, I do.
Now they play for football and basketball?
Yes, they do both. I don't know if they play for anything else.
Okay.
Got to play for the spring tennis.
Okay.
I don't think they do.
Hey,
but
how about golf? Probably wouldn't be let on the court,
no,
huh?
I don't think they'd be let onto the green.
Yeah, good defense by Bushhouse. You know, it's not about blocking, it's just about distracting, and he walled up, got his hands straight up, and distracted the shooter.
I mean, every game is a mental game when it comes down to it.
And Jansen instructing the Maroons to play for the last shot. And Cannon's going to get called for a travel. See Jansen decked out in his bow tie and his white Nikes.
Yeah.
Gotta like his style.
Yeah, it's funny. You see him in school and he's in like sweats, and then you see him here, he's in a suit.
Oh, that's fantastic. And Spring Lake misses it from half court at the buzzer. And we move to halftime with Spring Lake up 22-21 on your hometown Holland Christian Maroons. Been a fun first half with you, Logan.
Yeah, it's been a really fun first half.
We are going to take a break on HCLive. We'll be back just before the start of the second half with some first half observations as well as some scoring breakdown. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back to the Holland Civic Center, where HCLive presents the second game of a doubleheader tonight. The boys of Spring Lake take on the Holland Christian Maroon squad, and we've got a tight one. An entertaining first half of basketball. Holland Christian had a nice first quarter, got out to a lead, and Spring Lake did not, to their credit, did not give up. They battled back. And so here we are, 22-21 going into the second half. Logan Adamski is with me. Logan's a freshman at Holland Christian. He's calling the color tonight. Logan, you've got the first half scoring breakdown.
So we got Eli Morrison with 7 points, being a big part for Spring Lake. We got Jaden Core with 2. We got Zach Schlepp with 6. Ren Depphaus with 2. Zane Stahl with 2, Reed Grimer with 2, and then for Holland Christian, Michael Hagg with 3, Shane Vanderzee with 2, Harry Halbert with 4, 5 for Kyle Cannon, and Luke Mishmerheisen pulling a lot of weight with 7 points. So we should have a very entertaining half ahead of us.
And Holland Christian will start with the ball. Cannon, Hagg, Vanderzee, Halbert, and Mishmerheisen on the floor. And Spring Lake with their starters, Ball, Morrison, Schlepp, Depphaus, and Stahl. So stick with us. We're going to have a good one in the second half, and our hope is that Holland Christian can continue to believe, build upon their win on Tuesday, and gut out a victory tonight at the Civic Center in their third game of the OK Blue Conference schedule. Spring Lake starting with a bit of a 2-3 zone. Logan, you and I talked a little bit about mixing things up in the first half.
So it should open up a lot of opportunities to get through some of that defense, because it's a zone. So you have a certain zone, and if they can get into a certain spot where there's a hole in the zone, they can get a nice shot off. So hopefully they can find holes in the zone.
Yeah, from my perspective, you got to overload a zone with your shooters.
Yeah.
You know, so you put 3 kids on one side, and the defense is left with some decisions of who do they guard. And you know, hopefully you're going to open up some opportunities for your shooters like Cannon to get some open looks. Halbert with some solid D, but some nice footwork from Zane Stahl, and he converts. We talked in the first half a little bit about MPR, and that's a concept, if it's new to you, our listening, our viewing audience, I should say. Hagg, nice take to the rim. And Jansen wants a quick timeout. Just want to settle his team down. But we were talking about MPR, that's Michigan Power Rankings. And you know, this is a concept, it's a formula that the MHSA has developed that, in essence, ranks teams throughout the state in each division as it prepares for the tournament.
Yeah, so power ranking obviously is very important because it's going to get you a nice spot in the tournament. So it's essential to have a nice ranking up there.
It is, and it's not about score necessarily. It's about your winning percentage. It's against your opponent's winning percentage, and then it's your opponent's winning percentage that gets baked into this formula. And the interesting thing about it is Spring Lake with an outlet to Morrison, and he scores. But the interesting thing about the MPR is it changes actually as other games get inputted into the MHSA database. Your MPR changes all the time. Nice backdoor by Hagg, and he scores his second bucket of the second half. Holland Christian's MPR this year is .537, while Spring Lake's MPR is .556. Spring Lake a little bit above Holland Christian but very, very close in terms of MPR.
Very close. And I've never really heard of MPR, you know.
Mitch Merheisen with a triple.
Nice one.
And Coach Core wants a timeout now. But you were saying you've never heard of MPR.
Yeah, I've
before.
never heard of MPR. I mean, it's unique to high school basketball, I'm guessing.
Well, I'll tell you, high school soccer deploys the same kind of formula. So, you know, Holland Christian's boys, Holland Christian's girls will all fall under that MPR ranking. Volleyball does the same thing. So I think to your point, though, Logan, not every sport has the MPR. It's just that some of these sports where you have every school get into a postseason tournament, like football doesn't have a, they have a different point system, right? Because not every school gets in, right? But the sports that you have every school get in, they have an MPR rating. And then what happens is they seed the teams in the district tournament accordingly.
I mean, it's nice that everyone gets a shot at the postseason.
Yep.
And like in football and other sports, you don't really see that. So.
Right, every team has a chance.
Yeah.
So Holland Christian up to just under 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Mitch Merheisen with a foul. And that's his third.
Team's first, second half. Lakers at the line shooting 2.
So Junior Depphouse makes the first.
Mitch Merheisen's kind of getting in dangerous territory here. He doesn't want to foul out. I think it's 2 more and he fouls out. So.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting, you know, what the coaching strategy is when a player gets his third early in the second half. You know, Jansen elects to keep Mitch Merheisen in, and let's see how Mitch Merheisen handles playing with 3 fouls. Definitely doesn't want to get his fourth, and Haig drives the lane, baseline jumper, short by Halbert, but you got to like the look.
Yeah.
And a triple good by Zach Schlepp. And he puts the Lakers up by 2 in what's been a back and forth battle the last quarter and a half.
It's all been call and response. You score one, I'll score one. It's just trying to best the other team.
It's like 2 heavyweight boxers.
Yeah, just trading punches.
Spencer comes back in. So Logan, the student section really has a theme every game. I mean, do you know what the theme was tonight? I see the kids in the red and white overalls.
So they always have those on. I don't know what those are for, but it's business out. I saw someone wearing a tie as a bandana. It's a unique look, but it's like business out. So
okay, it's business out.
Everyone's looking really nice and sharp today.
Love it. Love the ties there. As the students look on, watching their peers on their side of the court. Haig with a triple try, no good. Yeah, and a shout out to the referees. You know, they often get the criticism, but there definitely is a shortage out there.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for referees. They're always getting hated on. I mean, they make wrong calls. Everyone makes wrong calls. Some you can get criticized for, and you rightly get criticized for because they were pretty bad calls. But they get too much hate, I feel. And
right. And that's the truth, you know. I mean, everybody's going to have a bad call here and there, right? What you want is consistency overall. I mean, it's just like a player. A player's not going to make every shot, right?
Never going to make any shot.
So Holland Christian down 4. With just over 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter as they look to get their second win of the OK Blue Conference. So glad you joined us on HCLive. It's been a pleasure. And Logan, I've had a fun night of calling the game.
Yeah, I've had a really fun night with you too.
Now as Holland Christian passes it around a little bit, we talked about the shot clock. And that's one thing that's been talked about, especially the last couple years for high school basketball. Morrison to the rim and actually comes up just short. Sophomore Zane Stahl with a rebound and an energy-driven drive to the hoop off the glass, and he's going to have the opportunity to go to the free throw line for a three-point play. You know, we're talking about the shot clock, and that's something that the MHSAA didn't adopt. You know, I think at face value, you just say, yeah, you know what, the shot clock makes sense. You know, I personally say let's do the shot clock, but there's a lot of things to think about with that.
Yeah, you know, there's the element of not everyone can buy a shot clock, and it's just not affordable for everyone. Then you have to have another person run it. You have to train people. It's very, very big investment.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to it, and that's not to say that MHSA won't adopt it, but to your point, every school, whether you have 200 students or 4,000 students, you've got to get shot clocks. You got to train people up on it. You got to add resources. My hope is they adopt it, they figure out a way to make it work, but as with anything, really, there's two sides to every story. Cannon with a nice drive, unable to convert. And Spring Lake is up 34-28 as we near the 2-minute mark of the third. When you talk about momentum, you talk about a little bit of the run. Spring Lake's got it, but Carson with a response. Great response by the smooth lefty. And hopefully that's the start of a run.
A big part of momentum is the crowd getting into it, I feel. The crowd getting into it, yelling, you know, getting into it.
And Cannon with a two-point mid-range jumper cuts the lead to 3. You're right. I mean, you're watching the students get into it. There's some energy building, and we're off on one of those runs that are so critical in the game of basketball.
I mean, it's been Holland Christian goes on a run, then Spring Lake goes on a run. Holland Christian goes on a run, Spring Lake goes on a run. It's been everyone goes on a run.
Great look by Karsten to a streaking Cannon who lays it up and lays it in. And we've got a one-point game, 1 minute left. And the Maroons with an opportunity to actually go up 1. Spencer to the rim, gets fouled right in front of the Maroon faithful. His classmates are definitely happy with that one.
Yeah. Spencer had a lot of speed going down that court. Lots of speed.
Reminiscence on those Friday nights on the gridiron.
Yeah.
Spencer 1 for 2 there. But he's able to tie the game up.
Nice crossover there. Had him on skates there.
But good response by Haig.
Yeah.
In the third quarter, Haig has meant business on business night.
That is his first team's second half. Bruins at the line, shooting 2. Number 4, Michael Haig.
Oh, just in and out.
Haig remains at the line on shot for the Bruins.
Next week, Holland Christian is home again, right back here at the Civic Center on Tuesday against Allendale. And then right back here next week, Friday night, hosting Unity.
That's a big game.
And I'll tell you what, if you're watching the game from home tonight, make an effort to come out to the Civic. We're going to try to pack the house next week
sure.
at the Civic Center.
I mean, Unity, if you don't know, our big rival in every sport.
Yeah, against the Unity Satyrs. It'll be a doubleheader again with the girls tipping off at 6 and the boys after. And I gotta believe we're gonna have a packed house next week.
It'll be packed full of Unity supporters too.
Yeah, if there's one thing about Unity is they like to travel.
Yeah, they love to travel.
They're about 15 miles away. It's a short drive for them. It's probably not even 15 miles.
Yeah.
So Spring Lake at the free throw line. Opportunity to tie the game back up. And Schlepp misses the first. Now Spring Lake next week, they're home against Unity on Tuesday. And then they have Hamilton at home next Friday. And Schlepp converts on the second, ties the game up. Jansen instructing Spencer to play for the last shot. Spencer in the trees, not able to convert.
Oh, can you make another one?
Yeah, Cannon trying to, what, 2 games in a row, half-court shot? And you said you saw it. You saw it.
I saw it.
Now, did he go off glass, or was it all net, or what?
No, it was pure net. It was, you could hear the snap and everything.
That's fantastic. So we go to the fourth, tied at 37. We're going to take a quick break and come back. Stay with us for what should be an entertaining fourth quarter. We are ready for the fourth quarter of action at a raucous Civic Center. Spring Lake's going to start with the basketball. Both student sections are full and having a great time tonight at the Civic Center. Hope you are all enjoying tonight's broadcast as well. Special shout out to the HCLive team for putting the contest on tonight. Logan Adamski on the call with me tonight. And we've also got Adam Wasink, Matthew Claver, Carter with a drive baseline. But yeah, we want a shout out to all of the team members for HCLive. We'll do that. We've got Julian Laduca, Ethan Hemeke, Lauren Hemeke, Asa Muma. Logan's with me on the call, love it. Cassie Evenhouse, Nathan Van Klompenberg, and Haley Young.
I mean, some people were in the pep band, and they're still trying to get out here and help, so that's great.
Double duty. So many great ways to get involved at Holland Christian. As Cannon fires a triple, that's a big-time shot for the Maroons. As we said, Cannon's had 2 games of 30 points in 2023 already.
Yeah.
And he's a kid that can put the ball in the hoop.
That's numbers you usually see in like college and professional games. And he's doing it in high school, so that's a really big achievement for him.
Right, yeah, we're on my PlayStation. I definitely never had a game of 30 when I played. You know, we talked about it in the first half, and I'm not going to talk long, but since it's on a timeout, I played here back in the 90s a couple times. Grand Rapids Christian alum, sorry about this. I'm very happy that the Maroons have left me, you know, get on the mic here years later. Never did I imagine I would have a couple kids at Holland Christian.
Yeah.
But this was always a highlight for us as players to come out here to Holland Christian to play at the Civic Center. It looked a lot different back then, but still, there's something special about the environment.
Yeah, even when I was young, it looked very different. They've done a total revamp, and it looks really nice now.
Yeah. Now, what middle school did you go to?
I went to Zeeland Christian.
Zeeland Christian grad? That's a great school.
It really is.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So did you spend most of your elementary and middle school there?
Yeah, most of my elementary, middle school was there.
Right on. Zeeland Christian, right on Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Zeeland.
Spent a bit of time at West Ottawa and moved to Zeeland Christian.
Okay, okay.
Fourth grade.
Right on, and now you're at Holland Christian.
Yeah, and I love it there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Great to have you on the call. All right, we're 6:20 left. Holland Christian up 1 after the bucket by the sophomore, Zane Stahl. He's had a nice night tonight. 2 lefties on each other there. Karsten with a baseline shot, no good. And Morrison with a step back puts the Lakers up 1. Yeah, it's been a ton of fun tonight. 2 evenly matched teams.
It's been very, very close, so it's always fun to call a close game.
Oh, good take by Spencer. Oh, shit. Shoot. Yeah, we got to hope that those players are okay. Sorry about that, our listeners. That was quite a dramatic fall.
That did not look nice.
And we just got to hope that the Spring Lake player is okay. As we watch the highlight there.
Ooh.
Or
Looks like
low
it kind
light.
of got
It's
folded in
definitely,
half.
And the crowd is very happy that the sophomore gets back up. That's Reed Grimmer. He's had a nice night tonight too. Hit a couple clutch shots. And we're glad that he's okay. Good apologies there for a bit of a tough fall. Yeah, you never like to see that, right? So glad that Grimmer is up, and we hope that he's able to get back in the game. Halbert to the line. Holland Christian up 1. And in a need of a stop. Good defense, but a solid take to the rim by Schlepp.
Coming in the fourth quarter, everyone's tired. They really got to just persevere. It all comes down to conditioning and practice. And you hate to do it in practice, but then when you win games, that's kind of why you win games.
Morrison with a take. No good, and Holland Christian will take over. Hags had a nice second half.
Yeah.
Kind of as the leader point guard of the team. I've liked his energy, and Halbert with a triple offer.
Ooh, so close. What I like about this team is even the big men can shoot from 3. It's really
Yeah, you gotta love that. We've seen Mitch Morheisen hit him.
Yeah.
Halbert has hit him. A Euro step. And the Maroons are in transition. And probably a smart foul by Morrison there. You know, Spring Lake only has 3 team fouls right now. It's not going to put the Maroons at the line. Now they move to 4 after that. They're still 3 fouls away from a 1-on-1. Holland Christian's got 5 team fouls tonight, 2 more, and they will put Spring Lake in the 1-on-1. A set play by Jansen. And that pays off with Mitch Verheisen with a layup.
Mitch Verheisen coming in clutch this game with a lot of points and really carrying the team here.
Good defense by Halbert. He's just walled up there, right? And that's the key.
Yeah. When you have a 6'6" guy in front of you, you know, you're not getting the shot off.
That ain't happening. Hag gets fouled, and that'll be on the ground as we watch the replay, reach in on Stahl. Marines being patient, want to get back down to Halbert, but he just loses the handle. Yeah, that's a good timeout by Coach Bill Core of Spring Lake. Holland Christian had his player in a double team. So kind of a bit of a reset right now toward the end of the game. You know, the first game tonight, very, very close at the end. Now we go to the second game of our doubleheader. It's 44-43, Holland Christian. We've got 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in tonight's ball game. Really, no one's in foul trouble for either team.
Yeah.
The possession arrow favors HC.
Yeah.
So that's good. And we talked about fouls. Both teams have 5, so a couple to give before you get to the 1-on-1. Spring Lake will have the ball. And we'll see what Coach Core has cooked up for his offense. This is one of those things is, you know, do you have a set play? Do you just play your motion? You know, many coaches have a mix of both. And it looks like they're trying to get the ball down low to their big. Morrison with a triple. And the lefty buries it. And Spring Lake up by 2. And Jansen's content to let his team figure out get an open look. You want to try to get it to Cannon. You want to probably try to get it down to Halbert here.
One of your big playmakers.
Well, and I'll tell you, speaking of playmakers, Hag's been doing it all second half long.
Yeah.
And he steps up with a mid-range jumper. Many people think the mid-range jumper is a thing of the past. We've seen some good mid-range looks tonight. And Schlepp with a shot off the glass. Or Stahl, my mistake on that one. And here's Cannon with a take, no call there.
Yeah. I mean, I
think a little bit out of frustration, Cannon fouls. Again, it's not going to put Spring Lake to the lane there.
I mean, props to Spring Lake. They've been D'ing up Cannon real well, and I think that it's kind of getting to him. He's, frustrated that he can't do what he's capable of.
Well, and you know what? You got to believe that he's going to get a couple shots tonight yet in the last minute of play, and with an opportunity to help his team win. 48-46, Maroons need a stop to keep it to a one-possession game. Their next foul will put the Spring Lake Lakers at the free throw line. And Spring Lake's a little bit content here to just pass it around. They're waiting for the Maroons to foul them. An opportunity on a double team. And Hag goes ahead and fouls Morrison. And he's going to put Eli at the free throw line with a 1-and-1. That first shot of a 1-on-1 is so crucial.
If you knock it down, you get another one.
Absolutely.
And then that second shot becomes really important.
Well, the second shot gives you a two-possession game.
Yeah.
You make one, you miss the second, you're still at a one-possession game. A three-pointer will tie the game up.
That's why they fouled, to hope you'll miss that shot, and then they can take it down other side of the court and score.
Morrison misses the first. And so Morrison misses the first. The referee calls it off of Mitch Murheisen, and Spring Lake will retain the ball. Now, this is where you have that shot clock story, right? Like Spring Lake was just content throwing it around because there is no shot clock. And so it is forcing the Maroons to have to foul.
Because technically they could hold it for the whole quarter.
They're just going to they're going to kill the clock, right? And the 8th team foul. We're still in a 1-on-1 situation. And Ren Dephouse at the line for Spring Lake. He's a junior. And that's no good. This time Mitch Murheisen corrals the rebound, and Hag takes it up over half court. And a reach in. Holland Christian is going to still have the ball underneath. Spring Lake one foul away from putting Holland Christian in the bonus. All right, so 48-46 here, Logan. 23 seconds left in the game. Possession arrow favors Holland Christian. That could come into play. Jansen's got the opportunity to draw up an inbounds play. It's going to be interesting. Is he going to try to score right off the inbounds play, or is he going to throw it in and have a set play to get one of his shooters open? Maybe he gets Mitch Murheisen or Halbert down low, or he gets Cannon open for a triple. Hag's been hot tonight as well, especially in the second half. So he definitely has some options.
Yeah. If I was Coach Jansen, I think I'd go for the quick play, because then you get it tied up, and if you can stop them, then you send it to overtime.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing too. You know, does he try to just get a quick 2-point play, 2-point field goal, or does he try to get a 3 and go up 1?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to find out soon enough as Hag will inbound. And there's a foul off ball. And it's going to put Mitch Merheisen at the line. You know, and I'll tell you, this is actually a really good thing for the Maroons. They're able to cut into the lead. No time is going off the clock, but Mitch Merheisen's got to make the front end to get the bonus, and he does.
Wow. That was an important shot in a very tight game, and he made it.
And he misses the second. Maroons are going to have to foul.
Cannon doesn't. There we go.
Karsten goes ahead, and he's going to put Zach Schlepp at the free throw line.
Don't know why Cannon didn't foul there. It looked like he could have.
Well, I think he tried to. The refs just didn't call it, and Schlepp kept dribbling, and Karsten was able to stop the clock. So 18 seconds left, 1-1. And Schlepp is short. And Cannon with a rebound in transition. Spencer drives baseline. And Hag with a triple. No good. And a call on Spencer with 7.3 seconds left on the clock. Spring Lake up by 1. And we are in the double bonus. And Ren Dephaus, the junior, is going to go to the free throw line. And Coach Bill Core calls a timeout.
Wow.
He wants to talk about it. And Logan, here's what he's talking about. You know, they're up by 1. He's playing out the scenarios with his team. They don't have any timeouts left. Holland Christian does have a timeout left, but he's instructing them what to do based on what Ren Dephaus does, right? He makes 2, and they are up 3. You know, then does he foul? You know, do you let Holland Christian shoot and get the 3, or do you foul and make them go to the line? Because you put a cap on how many points they can get. You know, he's also going to say, hey, if you make 1, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So buckle up. A lot of scenarios can play out based on what Dephaus does here at the line. And he misses the first. All right, so here's where you got the opportunity. You go up by 2. Or you're up by 1. And Holland Christian, Jansen's probably going to call a timeout.
Yeah.
And he makes the second one. And Jansen's calling a full timeout. Holland Christian down by 2. And so, we're 49, 47.
Yeah.
Holland Christian's got, they got options, right? They can
Lots
go for
of
2.
options.
They can go for 3. You know, I got to believe, you know, and I could be wrong, I'm not the coach, Logan.
Yeah.
But I got to believe you're going to get Hag with the ball, and you're going to try to get Hag to attack the paint.
Yeah.
And then look either to drop it off to one of the bigs or kick it to one of his shooters.
Yeah.
And actually maybe get a 3-point shot off the end to win it. So a couple different options here. I'll tell you, it's been an entertaining game.
It's very entertaining.
A game of runs throughout the whole night. And some great athletes on both teams. Highland Christian looking to go 2-1 in conference, while Spring Lake's looking to stay undefeated and move to 3-0. And Core putting Reed Grimmer, his big guy, on Hag. Oh, shoot. And Hag drives down. And a shot by Mitch Marheisen. He gets fouled.
He gets fouled.
He gets fouled. He's going to have 2 shots.
To tie it
An
up.
opportunity to tie it with no time left on the clock. It can't get more intense than that. There's going to be no players on the line. It's just going to be Mitch Marheisen shooting 2 shots.
Why are there no players on the line?
And it's simple. What's that?
Why are there no players on the line?
Because there's no time left. No time left. And he misses the first. And that's the end of the game. And Spring Lake is going to escape with a win at the Civic Center. Certainly a tough way to lose tonight, but a valiant effort by the Highland Christian Maroons. Maroons fall to 3-6 overall, 1-2 in the OK Blue. Spring Lake moves to 5-2 overall and 3-0 in the OK Blue. Next week, Highland Christian will be back here at home for 2 games. Allendale and then Unity next Friday. Logan, great night with you tonight.
It's a great night with you.
And a disappointing loss.
Disappointing, yeah.
This Highland Christian team has potential. You can see it.
Yeah.
They're a great group of kids, to watch.
Yeah.
And we wish them, a good response, a good recovery. Next week, it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond. And so I'm sure they're going to get back at it and look for bounce back wins next week here at the Civic.
Yeah. Going through adversity is part of the process of getting better, so
Absolutely.
hopefully we can get back at it and get better.
Hey, so it's been a great night, Logan. Thanks for tuning in tonight, everyone. We're glad you watched tonight's game between the Highland Christian Maroons and the Spring Lake Lakers. Have a great weekend, everyone.